Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece episode 591 review. Now, of course, before I get started, obviously, two things. Number one, look down the description below for the link to this week's episode of One Piece and One Piece Official. Down the description below. Number two, no Japanese network, corporation, or company has any claim to this video. None. The audio is me speaking over a soundtrack. They do not own my voice. That's number one. Number two, the visuals are me. They do not own me. That shit ended. So let's cut it. And number three, of course, the thumbnail is an original photo which belongs to no Japanese company, corporation, or network. This video follows the rules and regulations that are provided and set by YouTube/Google. Now, that being said, this episode of One Piece, it's very simple. There's two main things: kids on crack and Yeti cool. Emphasis on the ooh, Yeti cool brothers. Cool. Taking out Roronoa Zoro, Soul King Brook, and Sanji inside Nami's body. And that's one hell of a way to end an episode. It really is. I mean, I don't know, because since I read the manga, I already know what happens in the manga. I mean, I'm not going to brag about it. But what I will say is that take a look at the area. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys who don't read the manga. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys, or at least some of you guys, a percent of you guys are assuming, like these guys are power enough to take out Zoro, Sanji, even though he's inside Nami's body, and Soul King Brook in a frontal assault. And you have to wonder, wait a second. Now, if it was a frontal assault, why is the area unaltered? Like, the snow is still there. Like, there are no slash marks anywhere. There are no, like, explosion craters anywhere. The snow is still, unaltered. Fine. So, from that alone, you can already make the accurate assumption that this was some kind of ambush or some kind of sneak attack. And it caught Zoro, Nami, and Sanji inside Nami's body, and Brook. They caught him off guard. And, because, I mean, think about it. I mean, we have, two very good fighters and one very good fighter, but he's inside a person's body. Monster Trio, Zoro, Soul King. I mean, look, man, the winds of the Netherworld that freeze even during the midst of blizzards. So, make it as you would. But I'm just telling you right now that you can make the accurate assumption that it was some kind of sneak attack based on the area alone, based on the environment alone. So, that's number one. And then there's a little scene here where we see Monet, Caesar Clown, and Law. And Caesar Clown appears to be holding Smoker's heart in his hand, like Law gave it to him as a gift. And then what's happening is that they talk about a few things. And number one is that obviously, like, the Marines right now, they're going to go for the ship that they have. Apparently, they have a ship that I think it's a... Is it a world government ship? I forgot. I think I saw the world government logo on it, but I'm not too sure exactly. But either way, the Marines are going to go for their ship now since Law completely... I mean, Law was just fucking... Law was doing Law. He was making his room, motherfucker, was like... And it was like, okay. So he fucked up their ship pretty damn bad. I mean, like their ship's destroyed, period. And now they need a new ship because they want to, get the fuck out. Well, first they need to go find Law, switch their bodies back, and then get the fuck out to secure, some method of escape. And now they're going to go to this ship, and they're going to try and seize it. But Caesar Clown already has henchmen there. And, of course, the next thing here is obviously, according to Caesar Clown, that the Strikes, they're going to want to come back. Not only because of the reason that Law switched their bodies around, he switched their souls around, but also because there's something else that he implies. And of course he says to Law that, like Monet told me to keep an eye on the Strats since they're pretty fucking powerful. And lo and behold, she was right. She was on the money. They're the Strat crew. Pretty damn fucking powerful. So Caesar Clown has his eyes open. He's ready to go. And we'll see what that leads on later on. So, I mean, part one of the episode, well, no, the ending part where it ended with Zoro, that with the Zoro being taken out, his crew being taken out by the Yeti Cool brothers. And, I mean, that part, it was, there was shock value to that. It was a cliffhanger. And that part I give it good. Because, again, it's the shock value. That, if you don't read the manga, you're like, holy shit, like, whoa. Whoa. Cool. Like, okay, so, like, you're shocked. So, that part I give it good. Part two, it was okay. I mean, Caesar Clown just informed us. He informed, basically it was him informing Law about the situation at hand and the precautions that he himself took in order to avoid any mishaps from occurring. And that was pretty much it. And how he informed Law about, yeah, like I sent over the Yeti Cool brothers. And now the main part of the episode, right? Part 3, the final part, mainly like the beginning and the middle, was kids on crack cocaine. That's what it was. Well, technically, it was NHC-10. And this is some kind of narcotic, obviously. And it's given to them in the form of candy. But not only that, but there's also probably some things in this candy that alters the actual physical composition of these children. Because during the incident where these kids are like, fucking, like they're turning into like freak, like they're losing their minds, they're going crazy. They're becoming way more violent. One of the children who wasn't there yet, she wasn't completely like her mind wasn't completely lost. She was telling Usopp and Chopper and the Straw Hats in general that they didn't start off as giants. They didn't start off big. Like the assumption was that they were giants, but no. They, like, the kids who were there the longest are the biggest kids. So the smallest kids just got there. And then, like, the further you go up the actual size ladder, the longer they were there for. And so the main girl, I forgot her name, and then this guy, the one, like, the blonde-haired kid, I believe his name is Sind, or, like, Shin, whatever his name is. So, like, they're going crazy first, because they've been there for a very long time, and they've been exposed to the drug for a much longer period of time. So, I mean, that makes complete fucking sense. Now, the question here is why? Why would this person, this master, Caesar Clown, why would he want to make this drug, or make these drugs, where which it actually alters the physical composition for these children to form as giants? Not only that, but also give them a narcotic. Now, number two is easily answered, because number two, he's a fucked up scientist. He's a fucked up dude. Like, we saw him kill one of those henchmen just to test how well this poison or how well this gas killed. But when you put the narcotic in the candy, the kids, they need this shit. They need it. It's an addiction. And the reason why the title is emphasis on the inhumane part is because it lets you know, like, how much, like, it lets you know the value of, not the value, but more so, no, not the value, that's the wrong word, the horrific nature of this, you know, experiment, where this guy, he doesn't care. Like, he's like, I'm evil as fuck. I'm a scientist, but I'm an evil scientist. Like, I'm a mad scientist. Like, he's literally a mad scientist. Like, that's what he is. He's the definition of a mad scientist. And I'm gonna experiment on kids, because I can. And I have that power to do so. And I killed these kids, and I tested them with these drugs, with this candy, and we don't know fully why as to right now. And I'm going to continue to do so because I fucking can. So, right there. Now you know the caliber. Well, no, now you know the mental caliber of this villain, Caesar Clown. The physical caliber, you'll see. When I say physical, I mean combat caliber, meaning how strong is he physically, ability-wise, and so on and so forth. Now, also going in, there were a few funny scenes here and there. Like, there was one funny scene where, like, they were all, you know, like, after Brownbeard's speech, you know, like, they were, like, we had Frankie, we had Chopper, we had Brooke just, you know, clapping, celebrating, having fun. Frankie's fucking around with his own body. Well, Frankie's fucking around on Chopper's body. He winds up fucking up, goes in the guard point, and Luffy's playing around with him. And then, at some point, he's making all these faces and shit. Like, he's making the usual Frankie faces, but he's in Chopper's body. And this turns off Robin completely. And look, I've always said before, I'll say before and I say it again. There's some kind of vibe going on between Robin and Frankie. I mean, hey, like she literally grabbed his balls. Like literally. Like we all know this. We all know what happened pre-time skip. All right, when Frankie joined the crew, no, we all know what happened. So, you know, she was in there, in a way. So, like, the thing here is that, okay, so, like, there's a clear vibe, and plus, it kind of diminishes Chopper's cuteness, too. So, it can be either or. It can be either or, as if, like, it turns her off from Frankie, or it diminishes Chopper's cuteness. And I'm pretty sure it's the latter one, because, I mean, apparently Chopper is so fucking adorable. I hate Chopper, but apparently he's so fucking adorable. It's like, oh my god, his cuteness is losing. His cuteness is gone. Like, fuck it, man. I don't know. I don't care. He's a fucking, he's a reindeer. He's a blue-nosed reindeer. But it was funny. It was funny as hell. And then, like, we see, like, we actually see the process where Chopper, he is taking the sweat of the kids, and then he's trying to find out what's wrong with them, and he figures out, wait, no, nothing's wrong with them. They're being drugged. They're test subjects. And then after Usopp does this, you know, sleeping gas star, and the kids are knocked out, and then they chain the kids up so they can't, like the big kids, they chain them up so they can't move. Now the goal for, well, Usopp, Chopper, and Nami are gonna stay there in the base, while Frankie, I believe so, yeah, while not Frankie. No. Well, yeah, I think so. While Frankie, Robin, and Luffy go and find Master Caesar Clown. And that's, I believe that's what's going on right now, but I forget. But either way, well, now we have story progression, which is good. There's a task at hand here, and that's to find the Master and to find Law, so they can fix their bodies around and find out what the hell he's doing to these kids. So right there. So the episode overall, we have one part that's okay, and then you have two good parts. So right there we have okay plus, and then good. So it was a good chapter of One Piece. It was, yeah, it was a good episode of One Piece. Like I keep saying chapter. It was a good episode of One Piece. Very enjoyable. There was story progression, which is good. Like, we didn't deal with that for too fucking long, like, because, you know, sometimes in One Piece episodes, it's a slow moving episode, like we're on Slug Moo, and you're like, fuck. So, you know, like, there was no dragged out OSTs, you know, dun 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 dun, and like just for some dude walking down the street. Like, no. I mean, it does emphasize, it does give magnitude to the actual scene itself, but it does drag out the episode considerably. So, but there was none of that. So overall, episode, it was good. Pacing was, by One Piece standards, good. Well, by One Piece episode standards, good. And animation, the regular stuff. You know, regular stuff. Character development, not really there for any of the characters, but not... Yeah, Chopper in a little bit, yeah, because, you know, he did... I mean, because he's a doctor, and it makes sense. But he took this shit, and he's going to continue to take this shit to heart. Like, I mean, like, to super heart. Like, fuck, like, I gotta do this, like, right now. And when it comes to story progression, that was also there, too. So, yeah, I'm done. Keep liking. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'm signing out. Peace! Have a nice day. Dun 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 dun. Yo, these OSTs are so dragged out sometimes. It's insane.